Hi, it's Ra, Rishikavi Ragudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. Speaking of which, don't be fooled, there's an account going around that is impersonating me, so if you're already my friend, don't fall for the bait. Now, to the forecast, the sun today is at 12 degrees of dynamic and impetuous, fire sign Aries, and the moon today is shifting signs. It's moving through the late degrees of practical and steady she goes, earth sign Taurus early in the day, and then moving in the afternoon into the evening into the, hey, let's communicate and socialize, air sign of Gemini. So there's a big shift of energy. Unfortunately, most of the aspects today, there were none yesterday, but there are a lot today, are very fortunate. And it begins kind of with a punch, with the moon in a conjunction to Uranus, which is the planet of sudden change and often chaos. So that occurs early in the day, 4:33 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:33 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:33 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The moon at 24 degrees of Taurus in a conjunction to Uranus, the planet of sudden change. So easy does it in the morning. Could be some upsetting news, or just circumstances around you. Easy does it. And then we come to the morning itself, and we find that the moon is in a harmonious sextile, 60-degree angle to Venus retrograde, 27 degrees of Taurus to the Venus at 27 of Pisces. That's very nice. That's like, take that extra little bit of sweets on your plate there. That occurs at 8:54 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 11:54 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:54 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The sextile to Mercury retrograde comes next because they are both in late Pisces. 28 degrees of Taurus to Mercury retrograde at 28 degrees of Pisces, which in this case is good for understanding. At 10:43 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 1:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 5:43 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So the morning after the conjunction to Uranus looks very nice. Moon goes void, of course, meaning it's not making another aspect for a few hours, and then moves into the air sign of Gemini at 1:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 4:26 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 8:26 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, changing the mood again into something a little bit more social and intellectual. The moon, of course, makes a harmonious sextile immediately to Neptune, which has just moved to 0 degrees of Aries, at 1:34 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 4:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 8:34 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's nice, creative, and spiritual. So the day looks pretty good, and it is capped off with the moon in a harmonious trine, a nice swing angle to Pluto, the Lord of Power, from 3 degrees of Gemini to Pluto at 3 degrees of Aquarius in the evening. Not so bad. That occurs at 7:17 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:17 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So a pretty positive day today if you can avoid that upset in the morning. I'm Ra, Rishikavi Ragudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day. Don't be fooled, no matter what.